Coming from a new location, this review is over another Flash game called Run. And by new location, I mean my mom and dad's closet. Blah blah blah, boring sound, blah blah blah, can't get sound, blah blah blah, let's start already. Run is a game with a simple title, Herma-frickin-Dare. But what's not simple is its gameplay. The gameplay goes like this. The space bar is to jump. There are a lot of levels, and in each level you gotta make it to the end. But in order to make it to the end, you gotta jump from platform to platform by jumping and changing your orientation. But trust me, there's always a twist. I'll get into that later. Difficulty is indicated by which color the level is, and you will see this much later on in the review. Let's talk about the graphics, because we all know how much you give a crap about the graphics in a Flash game. The graphics are good on the platforms, but the alien itself looks kind of bland. But the colors themselves are a bit lackluster. Maybe just me, but I'm not a fan of the never-changing space background. Now let's get into some details. This game does save your levels, so if you quit, you can come back and come back to your level that you haven't beaten yet, as shown here. You can also change the difficulty, as in the speed. But for some reason I can't click intense. Why would it even be in there if I can't click it? The speed itself does add a bit of difficulty, and considering the fact that the jumping doesn't get any farther. Apparently the guy who invented this never heard of momentum. That's beside the point. It's a nice difficulty curve. There's also an infinite mode. Infinite mode is where you play the same level over and over again, but with differing speeds every time you play. By that I mean, when you play it, the speed gets higher every time you beat it. And trust me, this can get intense. I mean arcade intense. Speaking of that, if this is an arcade game, this is eat up plenty of your quarters. No need to explain. This game does have good frame rate, and with the right computer, it's easy to play. Well, at least without crashing. But be warned, pausing before you start can end up freezing the game. You can get out of it, but it's very annoying. Let's get into something else. I really like this game. Albeit it does have its flaws, it is a very fun game. It's what you call a trial and error game, where you don't know what path to take unless you try it. It's very challenging, and I like challenge. Now what you're about to see is something I tried to attempt where I could try to make it go as fast as possible, but I wasn't able to do that for the game doesn't understand that apparently. Even though I'm being blunt with this game, I still do like it. Maybe that's just the kind of person I am. Now I haven't beaten this game, in fact I don't even know if you can beat it, but I'm only on level 29. That doesn't mean that I don't know this game. All it says is that this game is hard. For I have spent enough time on it to form an opinion. This game has a lot going for it. You can edit the levels, change the difficulty, and overall fit the game to your liking. But does that make it a good game? Not really. For even though this game has a lot of love and thought put into it, it is nowhere near perfection. Or for that matter, nowhere even near good. But hey, what do I expect from a Flash game? With a small budget and no profit, I can understand. If anything, I applaud their efforts. It's just not a grade A game. Especially considering the fact that level 24 is so hard. Look at this. This is a span over 3 minutes. That's beside the point. I still gotta give this game a rating, and my rating is a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, this game is that's exactly the way I would describe it to anyone. It's just meh. Anyway, thanks for watching, and you can find this game on New Study Hall, or a lot of other places.